So, hello. I'm going to show
Defend
you
our zones until the time
a
runs
quick
out.
game in Frontlines in Lorraine, which I'll get to general pretty quick. You have a lot of people waiting in the queue to play RT for Frontlines, which is funny because you have also a lot of people hating on RT, but then you get most players just trying to play RT in Frontlines. Frontlines has an interesting feature that Wargaming made sure to include, which is the fact that I have chat disabled by allies because it doesn't serve any real purpose other than to distract me. But it only works. It doesn't work in Frontlines. The chat is still on in Frontlines. Anyway, most clickers in this game, they really suck at the game. It's an extremely simple gameplay, so you would expect that people wouldn't have a hard time performing minimally well in it. But it's surprising, really. It's surprising how bad players and how indifferent they can be. And when it comes to RT, it's not just the fact that most just behave like parasites because they are making the life of someone in the enemy team hard. Sometimes because they're using XVM, or because they are just not using much in the sense of common sense. But also because they are simply outright bad. And if you're playing RT, it's not just the RT on the enemy team that you might be angry about. It can also be the RT in your own team because of how bad it is, because of how incompetent, ignorant it is. So in Frontlines, I have heard people saying that, for example, the E spawn here with RT, it's the best spawn, and I think it's the worst when defending. It's the worst because you can't defend your own line, because you can't shoot B properly, you can only shoot these areas here. You can't shoot behind here and here, and you need to go really far in the back to have a decent shot, and you will never get a decent shot. However, if you spawn on F, or defending C or A, you can just defend those areas properly, and you can also defend B. So it's the best. The lanes are the best for RT. Another thing that most clickers just completely fail at, and I really don't understand how and why they can play thousands of games and fail, is to realize that the greater the distance, the more accurate you become.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
If I shoot at max range, I'm gonna hit every shot on target, because it comes to a point that your reticle becomes a straight line, and the line, it's a line, and the shell is gonna land inside that line. So you're gonna, it's how you become the most accurate. And what do you see most clickers doing in the game? Even playing a game mode so simple as this, what do you see? You see them standing around here. Sometimes they even go further into the front, or they just stand around this area and they have bad shots. And instead of improving how many targets they have, because they are improving their ability to shoot behind cover, they just stand there the whole game, just clicking like complete fucking bots. It's bot-like behavior. If you replaced RT players with a computer program, with a bot that simply aims and shoots, you would get the same fucking result, if not even better. Because they have very little human factor when playing. You don't see them relocating between shots, you don't see them moving. Notice I shoot and I immediately move and immediately reverse.
Critical hit.
Every shot, pretty much every shot I do that. Unless I'm very close to the range to the limit, to the max range, 1,300 meters or so. And most players, they simply don't move. They don't move so that they don't get countered. So they actually believe that countering is a thing in
Our
this game.
reinforcements have arrived.
While in fact countering only works if you are playing against completely dumb players. So I guess it kind of works, even though I haven't seen a player that actively does countering and wins games. I haven't seen one, but anyway. So you need to move so you don't get countered. You need to move between shots so you slowly get closer to where you need to be. But apparently, I don't know if it's because RT players are extremely lazy or they are extremely ignorant, so they don't know where they need to move, or they just don't care. But I'm guessing it's that they don't care, because you play thousands of games with an RT and you still don't grasp the most basic stuff. I think it's just you are aware of it, but you simply don't fucking care. I'm saying this because I believe human beings are not that dumb. I'm just saying. So my Lorraine, it doesn't even have 6 cents or Brothers in Arms. It's still working on the Brothers in Arms. Some people also think that the most first equipment for RT it's 6 cents. You don't need 6 cents. 6 cents, it's useful so you know when you're about to die. Usually, that's how useful 6 cents is. While Brothers in Arms, it's going to be useful in every single moment of the battle, from the very start to the very finish. Another thing, it's the camouflage net or the binoculars. Most clickers just go for camouflage net, and you can immediately tell how good or bad. Actually, you can immediately tell a clicker is bad if he's using camouflage net, because that means he's not fully aware of what he can do with his RT, because he doesn't even realize what he's using the camouflage net for. Camouflage net works so that you can stay invisible.
Zone D under attack.
Either at very long range or inside a bush, and it doesn't make that much difference unless you can shoot while inside while in camouflage and don't get spotted. And you can't do it with RT because you will get spotted. And you can only shoot something if it is spotted, and if you can see it, then you can shoot it. I'm gonna give you a simple example of how the binoculars can be very useful over camouflage net. Cliff, in the map Cliff, if you lose the lower area of the map and they start pushing your cap or around the area, and you still have teammates in the upper area, you can keep the targets spotted if you have binoculars, and you just stand still in a bush and you won't get spotted. If you're just standing still in a bush, only when they get close will they spot you. And camouflage net is it's not gonna make any difference, because once they get close enough, you will get spotted anyway. So you can just stand there very still. You are spotting for your teammates. You are getting some potentially assisted damage. So you are being useful. While with the camouflage net, you would be blind. You wouldn't be able to shoot. You would be useful. You would be useless. You would serve no purpose at that point. Other situations can be, for example, when you know there's a target coming from somewhere, and so you just stand very still in a bush, waiting for it to come. You spot it, and then you reverse. You reverse far enough from the bush, and then you shoot. Or you just do it for someone else in your team. Something, and you can spot. Sorry for that. And you can't spot if you don't have view range.
You have been promoted.
Anyway.
Zone E has been lost. The enemy got extra time.
In RT for Frontlines, it's I'm not saying binoculars serve any purpose in Frontlines because they really don't. In maps, such a huge map like this, they don't.
Our reinforcements have arrived.
But in random games, they are sometimes what makes the difference between a victory or defeat, or simply a better game. But it mostly comes down to you moving where you need to be and aiming where you should aim at the right moment. You will see. I don't know if you have noticed. I re-aim very quickly. That's something people have asked me how I do it. I just hold the control key and I click on the minimap. I have seen some replays of other clickers, and usually they just drag their aim across the map. I guess they are simply not aware of the feature. This is where I'll just get to general. It's if you're playing art, you just need to focus on the guys in the camp because you get stun damage. You get if you have engineer, and that's the first thing you should go for. Engineer recon.
Critical hit.
Recon because it gives you targets to shoot, or it gives you the right targets to shoot. For example, targets that are inside the camp. I usually save those combat reserves for people inside the camps, because this is all about getting to general. Once you get to general, that's it. You're good. You don't need to win in this game. You just need to get to general. Getting to general is the victory itself. Which Wargaming made it like that. It's their choice, right? And I think it's not very the correct thing to do to implement a game mode in which it has rewards such as tier 8 and tier 9 premium tanks.
That was close.
But you don't even need to win. You just
Objective
need
5 under attack.
to get to general. And that's it.
You have been promoted. You have lost Zone C. Leave this sector as soon as possible.